a lot of things which have been disturbed by this pandemic. And it has destroyed our good plans. Yes. A number of things, utawukhumbula nje ukuthi lakangwane we were having a free open trials. So where we were thinking ukuthi we will export some of the players overseas. Unfortunately, now overseas where we were looking to Europe, those are the hardest hit. And we're going to use the youngsters. And now when you go back to the parents and say, hey, ngifuna kuyisa umntwana wakho eFrance noma eItaly, so tawucabanga kanengi vele islimate mbamba this pandemic to say at least.
Doc, maybe mhlawumbe I want to use your aspect. I think you being here, it's by two issues. Especially we are here with you because of the aspect of you being a doctor by profession. To look at to say the situation we're facing currently, the doctor. When you talk about the precautions, we know football is a contact sports. Maybe one would want to understand when you look at things, how we are standing as a country, maybe worldwide. Do you really see football or games or anything taking place anytime soon? I'm not sure what this is nyalo, so ngifuna ubisa ngomo sichede ukuthi inyalo kende. But your expertise, what do you see when you look at the situation?
Well, from the history of such outbreaks, like the 1918 Spanish outbreak, well, we will go back to sport. We'll go back and play sport. I'm sure the scientists will do their best to come up with the solution to this. Yes. That's why some countries are saying, okay, maybe let's wait for another 2 months or so to look at the behavior of the virus. I'm sure that the scientists are working tirelessly to come up with the solution to this. So we'll go back to sport, God's willing.
By virtue, of course, of being you being the vice president, you also had a medical team within the football industry. What are some of the measures as a football association that you have taken? I know football games currently have been cancelled, not cancelled per se, or put on hold because of the outbreak. And then being a contact sport, football, it makes sense to take that decision. But as measures that you have taken as an association?
As an association, immediately when this came to fore, the executive of National Football Association tasked the medical committee. And as a medical committee, we sat down and we came up with some strategies. So we look at the football family. We strategize. We had the first phase and the second phase. The first phase was mainly concentrating on information dissemination. We said, let us have a football family protected from this pandemic. What do you mean when you say football family? We included the player, that is the athlete self, and then we look at the officials, the administrators, the referees, the coaches, and all who's involved. We also look at the fans, who are the supporters for the clubs. And also we went on to look at our partners, like the corporate partners. You name them, your Eswatini Bank, your MTN, your Posin, and a number of them, including the ones which are in the regions. And what we are saying, let us be fast and frequent. Meaning that
fast, and frequent.
Kusho ukuthi asibe bekuqala sigijime and then sibonakale ngato tonke cards. Lokusho ukuthi sithi asigijime embili. Ngaloko ukuthi utivikela njani? How do you protect yourself from contracting this coronavirus?
Yes, as of course we watch some of the measures. Yes, go on, Doctor.
So we came up with the information. We trained people, especially the Premier League doctors. We train them so that they can train also the clubs. Okay, what are the precautions? First of all, you have to protect yourself from contracting this coronavirus. Hygiene it's one of the things lehambe mbili, because kubonakele ukuthi this disease is spread through droplets which are coming from you when you are coughing or sneezing. Most of the time that's when it comes out from an infected person.
True.
Yes. So sibuka ke ukuthi okay, it doesn't move much, moves less than a meter. Now timlenje wanga close. So safundzisa ke bantu ukuthi okay, when you sneeze or cough, cough with your elbow closed, closing your mouth in the line. So sabuka naloke ukuthi the hand washing. What we are saying, we prefer soap and clean running water
than sanitizers.
Not to say than sanitizers, it's because that one is readily available.
Now,
sanitizers,
maybe, yes,
you find that they are
yes,
expensive,
not affordable to everyone.
They are not there in some shops,
yes,
as we speak. So what is available?
In this instance, Doctor, sorry to catch you, I want to speak on behalf of the players. We know football is a contact sport. Then when you say that maybe let's have this procedure of making sure that we wash our hands regularly, I was seated myself to say, if the games are back, singaba khona leso sikhathi ukhaza ukuthi mhlawumbe before badlali bangene groundini funeka bageze tandla la, but a contact sport show ukuthi every moment they are down on the ground.
Okay, that is our second phase of the strategy. Now when we go into the game and we are having a mixed group of people, maybe some now they have the disease, but they are treating it. Some they don't have, especially on the spectators and whatsoever, including maybe some of the players. I think depending what type of treatment will it be there, you see. But we'll make sure that players, they are screened before going in the field of play. Like you must give, there's a form which we have before any season starts or any games they start. It's a pre-competition medical assessment form which we have. So that medical form, then we shall now add the coronavirus in it.
Wow, quite interesting.
We have to add that one so that probably a person is checked before he goes in the field of play. Is he clean from this? Is he testing negative? Things like that. And then you can be allowed in a field of play. So that will make sure that at least we are playing with players who are clean.
Doc, I want to touch when you talk about my next point. I wanted to talk about football doctors, the club doctors. I don't want to pick names or to say very because I think before we we get to the level to say each club, I want to believe see you need to take care of the player. But how sure are you that these doctors maybe not to point names, no matter charge, no matter, but how sure are we, Doc, these club doctors have the right information to access it to the players? And are we talking about, because cases have been reported sometimes maybe just to fill the place, but are we sure
okay, what we have done due to the shortage of doctors in the country, we have roped in the nurses and the people who have done like physiotherapists and the like, all those medical related fields which can be of assistance in sport. Like people, maybe some, if you can't get a nurse or you can't get a doctor or a physiotherapist, you find that sometimes we use paramedics because we know that they can do some basic life support during the time of any accidents. Those are the people whom we use, especially in the Premier League, because we know the challenges that we have as a country. Doctors are few in number, and in sports they are very, very few.
Yeah, yes. You guys are very few because you're one of them.
Are very, very yes. So that's the challenge that we have. But with the lately we have, I think the nurses, they've done a good job. The team medics, I have to applaud them for what they've done so far. Yes, they've done a good job, and we are not hesitant that they can handle some of these issues because this is a public health challenge that we are facing.
Yes. Now,
They can handle that.
By virtue, of course, like we touched on, by virtue of being a doctor, you are also VP, Vice President. Decisions have been made. Will the season carry on? A strategic plan about the season. What's going on? Give us maybe a rough picture. Good say decision wise. Now buga wena dokota itawubuyela yini imidlalo?
To me, like I've said before, it will depend on the pandemic. How is it behaving in the population? Otherwise, games should go back and play.
Should we start a season or should we carry on?
No. We have taken a decision as an executive. Yes, we said depending how the pandemic is behaving, we are going to go back where we ended. If the MTN Premier League was left with say 9 games, we'll go back there and finish the 9 games. That's the decision that we have so far as an executive.
So when we say continue,
yeah, staqhubekela sagcina khona.
Nase kungenteka dokotela ukuthi the world decides to take this direction. Bo English Premiership bacelele pass, bo La Liga bacelele pass. Then we carry on. Angisho ukuthi kutawendekani, won't we look different? Because we have to be uniform.
Okay, that is the decision which is current.
True.
Yes, looking at the time now, that's the exactly decision that we have. But that's not cast on stone. That's not cast on stone. Also, FIFA has just sent a special committee to look at this, also to look at the contracts of the players.
They are in the country.
No. They are not in the country. They are looking worldwide.
Okay.
Yes, we are also included because we play according to FIFA rules. All the contracts are drawn according to FIFA rules. And all these leagues are set according to FIFA rules. So they are going to look at that and then they are going to make a statement. That statement, that will be a directive from FIFA and everybody will follow that.
Doc, maybe time is against me. My director is already calling me to tell me time is against me. I want to find out, this point in time, there is your opinion and there is the official statement. Should club who are not financially stable get help from you as Football Association? We know we are a league that is semi-professional. We're not fully professional. So I would say they rely on get takings. This is the third week Sitema games. Should you support clubs financially in terms of email?
Okay, that is a decision which still has to rest with the executive. But
in your opinion?
In our constitution, not in my opinion, in our constitution, we've got a force of majeure, which for unforeseen circumstances. Yes, then the executive shall decide, which means we have to sit down and look at the coffers, because also with this pandemic, we don't have the necessary finances. This, I'll liken it like an insurance. You know, I don't know whether insurance, does it cover war or natural disaster? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I don't want to commit myself onto that. But the Constitution has a force of majeure clause, which is for unforeseen circumstances. Then the executive will decide. So we will look at what the teams they need compensation for, maybe, and what do we have. Is it a thing that we can do? We don't know. Maybe also the king has put up a fund also that will look at this pandemic.
Right.
Maybe we'll put up a claim. I'm not so sure how it will come out.
All right, time is against us, Dr. Tera, but I wanted to mention maybe one or two to say the issues of training in the houses, clubs, players now training in the house. What's your comment on that? Are you advising them to keep on for fitness search?
Yes, we are saying to the athletes they should stay home. They shouldn't, because this virus, it doesn't move, but it moves with people. When people are moving, it also moves. So people should stay home, train indoors, so don't get in contact with other people, and stay fit. And this is a time whereby the athletes, they must make sure that they eat healthy. That's another thing. And also avoid something which will be doping. Yes,
Wow.
we should avoid that. This is not the time to drink a lot of things that to keep them fit.
True.
They must naturally keep them fit.
Yes. Doc, time is against us. I hope I won't get fired by my director. And of course, thank you very much for being here. And I think we will keep on, getting information from you to get also supporting, statements and official statements on what's the current update of the pandemic, the coronavirus, also that has actually heated the entire continent. Now, having listened to Dr. Comfort Shongwe, we now need to hear it from athletes. Subsiso Matsenjwa is already in the studio. He's going to give us the aspect now of being an athlete. He can also speak on behalf of football players, since they are also athletes, and since he is one of the top senior sport personnel in the country. So he give us the rough picture on that, and of course give us the postponement of the 2020 Tokyo, what he thinks. But before we do that, these are the measures and precautions that you should keep in mind when you talk about the coronavirus. Take a look at this.
The basic protective measures against the new coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently and thoroughly with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand rub. Maintain social distancing. Maintain at least 1 meter distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing. Avoid touching eyes, nose, and mouth. Hands touch many surfaces and can pick viruses. Once contaminated, hands can transfer the virus to your eyes, nose, or mouth. From there, the virus can enter your body and make you sick. Practice respiratory hygiene. Make sure you and the people around you follow good respiratory hygiene. This means covering your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Dispose the used tissue immediately. If you have fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical help early. Stay home if you feel unwell. Follow the directions of your local health authority. Stay informed and follow advice given by your healthcare provider. The basic protective measures against the new coronavirus.
There you have it. Measures are being outlined on how to keep yourself protected away from the COVID-19. I'm already in the company of Subsiso, aka Swaziport Matsenjwa. Nguvusele Matsenjwa pati narukuthi vele sekuvela emhlabeni sicane nalo.
Angivusele wena Fred.
Yes,
Start as clean.
Yes. When as an athlete, it's beyond this.
Yeah.
After every training session, after every movement, you have to wash your hands. Maybe before singing to the actual conversation, what's your take on the coronavirus, the pandemic itself? What's in when since ifikile?
Mina lemvo lena ngisho ukuthi cha disturbe ngumhlaba, not only me but nje mawubuka umhlaba womile. Yeah, so angadi vele we hope for the best. Sesihlala nje sithandaza ukuthi maybe umdala utasita sisive ukuthi seyikhona le cure. So sitobuyela our daily lives. Khona ku gym, and maybe some of the kids khona ke esikolweni because mawubuka nyalo yeah, sekubi is tough all over the world.
Subsiso, Dr. Comfort Shongwe was here. Singasho ukuthi is a doctor, medical doctor, ukhulumela in terms of football, athletes and everything, but mostly for football. One of the things that itsinzile indzaba yekuthi as athletes, you need to adhere to these issues and say we need to understand what they're trying to say. Never sit very funny. You stay home and train home. You are one of the victim. I want to believe in Jekonama exercise. How affected are you since the pandemic started? How are you affected?
I am affected, but you need to be flexible concerning this virus because as Ashito, Dr. Shongwe could see, it moves. Like it doesn't move, but when you go, you affect to then you get it even outside. But when you stay at home, you stay safe until maybe kutholakale ukuthi linganciphisa kanjani or limise kanjani. So I think the best way is to stay at home, maybe do those exercises until the situation is even on.
Khona ukwenda kwenye wena in the
Of course, angengihlali. Yeah, I need to stay active, and some of my colleagues, like everyone, I think they are doing something, because the Olympics are not yet over. As you see, like, but they have confirmed new dates now. They are hosting them in 2021. Then aside with the virus, you might find them by May. Corona, we need to get going.
Now you already sounds like you're already into the Olympics. I'm looking at you in these pictures. Can you tell me what's from these pictures? I see green, I see yellow, I see blue, I see
I'm in line 3.
Oh, you are the one front with the blue, the sky blue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's you have first. Mbani waseceleni on the right.
I can't remember his name. Some guy from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Omshi.
Yes.
Okay, I want to believe this during the Gauteng session. Meet in South Africa. You're one of Lama top athletes locally. We're talking about postponement of the 2020 Tokyo Games.
Because I had a training camp in December last year. Then I also had a training camp in Tokyo for 2 weeks. And I came back home via South Africa for I was supposed to be there for 3 months. But then because of Corona, I need to come back home so that it was safe. Yeah. So wow.
It's not the first time I see this picture. Was that on purpose? It's like we're falling, then you stood. What was the coach saying?
No, I'm pusha kabi from the ground.
All right.
So
okay. All right. So who is the coach?
It's some German experts, Raf Mushbahani. So he was assisting me in terms of stats and acceleration.
Okay. So this is building up to Tokyo 2020. These are some of the things
you've part of Tokyo 2020. It was in 2018 or 17. Yeah.
That's how long you've been getting ready. Now, you're talking about how affected you were. And then the postponement was then, maybe just for the viewers, he's the one of the athletes to attend Olympic Games in more than twice. He was there 2012. He was there 2016 in Rio.
Yeah.
Then you're going to attend your third Olympics in Japan. And you will still, of course, they will be going to be there. Your third experience counts, of course. Let's talk about when you heard the news.
Yeah.
Now, what did you decide? Training sessions, and if it's 3 times a day, now it's once a day.
I was so confused because I think I came back home. Then the situation become more worse when you read the news and the lockdown and everything. So I need to be flexible and sit down with my coach and try to do another plan. At least now, say about confirming the date of the Olympics. So we need to maybe go for a rest, then maybe start again. But as we had some competition there in South Africa, we don't know as well. But at least I will train once a day, not twice, because the Olympics are next year, so that my body doesn't get exhausted.
So you had attended qualifiers. Tell us about the qualification and the readiness. You attended the qualifiers, and what happened?
Bengita kahle bengikhathise South Africa kwase kuba ngokunalo bese kuyavela because I was invited to compete in Cape Town on the 9th of April, and I was supposed to go and compete in Mauritius on the 14th, and as well bese ngimele ngihambe bese ngi-Europe in May for the European circuit, and now already qualified for the African Championships in Algeria. But then Corona. Yeah, but
you're wearing yellow.
Yeah, I'm wearing yellow.
On those pictures.
You can see Pumlile is pressing my starting blocks.
That's Pumlile down in a pink jacket, pinkish with green.
Yeah.
So let's watch you. And I'm looking at the time. Wow, this is interesting. Now all of a sudden that's yellow. Second on the right corner side.
Some guy from Zimbabwe.
That's Zimbabwean guy.
Yeah.
But Wamshi.
Yeah.
So you get to see these guys on most of the time, on often. So in the region, I think that we talk about maybe the South Africa and everything, but I think you've noted to say these are some of the country when we meet, but maybe I still need to work on maybe fighting against South Africans.
Yeah, that's why I went to South Africa to stay for 3 months and being improvement. As you see, Lada, my first race was very easy. and I ran a qualifier for African Championships. So I was training with all those guys. So,
wow, beautiful stuff. Of course, that's Subsiso Matsenjwa in a yellow top. Look at the height, look at the finish, look at the stretch. Beautiful. Now, since this has happened, how are you disturbed? Now, how is your training session now? How is your schedule? You can't go out of the country. As one of the athlete on scholarship, we talk about the scholarship. You can't go out of the country. You like using Mavuso Sports Center as your training session. Maybe you tell us if you're allowed to do that, or you can't reveal that because then you'll be public, then you can be charged. And so how is your planning currently? How would you manage that?
Yeah, my exam like every day in the morning. So I go for maybe jogging around the airport, then come back in my room.
Airport as in Matsapa?
Yeah. To stay active until maybe we get access to use those facilities at Mavuso, because everything is closed because they are avoiding the close contact with other athletes or maybe other trainers.
I'm looking at here. Do you remember this place?
Yeah,
where were you?
2015 in Beijing.
Beijing. That journalist knew your records before the day. He talked about you, he talked about everything. And I think when he was questioning you, he wanted to tell the world that probably you are the upcoming star. And then what was the impression of other athletes when you were next to them in that pitch? What do you guys talk about anyway? Like when you were on the line about to race, how is the mood like? You check the country, you check the flag to say he's from this country, how tough it's going to be. Take us through.
It's not much like good thing. I think but you feel like now you're a champion because you're running with them, and now maybe you gonna, because we run against time. Then we'll be like, no, I'm with these guys. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna run a fast time. Like when I'm with Akan or maybe Usain Bolt my heat, then you feel like you're a champion as well, and you represent the Swazi nation. So I feel honored to run with the top athlete around the world.
Subsis, you're one of the athletes on scholarship. From what I understand and what has been explained, of course, scholarship is a program that the Olympic movement puts under an athlete preparing for a specific program. As you were on scholarship preparing for the 2020 Tokyo, which means when you talk about scholarship, they pay for all your expenses going to train outside the country and whatever you need, fees and all those things. How's that going? And then tell us maybe how have you been benefiting from this scholarship?
Well, I think basing scholarship. I think Satang Sita because it's not yet over. Going to South Africa for training camps, going to Europe because I had a plan. You need to submit your plan so that they can fund you for training camps, competition camps, so that you can qualify for the Olympics if ever possible. So for me, I had a training camp in South Africa, even in Tokyo, so that they can buy flight tickets and maybe your training camp, meals, accommodation, fees and everything. When you're outside the country, even locally, you can pay for your coaching fee, the gym and fees as well, so that you can qualify for the games.
And let's talk about now the current situation, Subsis, the pandemic, coronavirus. Athletes are all being advised to stay at home and train. I think I got a chance to talk to Andy Lelsenga, one of your athletes, court athlete. I talked to Mozi Shabang from cycling. I talked to the likes of Wandile Mazia from taekwondo. All these guys are all training in their own. Now, I'm looking at you on the screen. I'm looking at SWZ, that's Eswatini 2140 Matsenjwa Subsiso. What am I looking at? Men's 200 meters semi-finals. When was that and what happened? Just to update the nation. Yes.
Yeah, at the first round, 200 meters
Gold Coast.
Yeah, Gold Coast.
In Australia.
Australia.
Yes.
In Australia last year, 2018.
2018. Who was the toughest opponent on that?
I think it's some guy from Trinidad and Tobago in Australia. Yeah.
All right. Maybe the audience, the audience in the stadium, the way they're making noise, does it affect you? Does your heart start beating hard?
No, it boosts me sometimes.
It
You
boosts
feel
you.
like they are cheering up in you.
Udlanjani before you got there. If you are at that 6 p.m., when is the last time to have a meal? How do you get ready?
I
How do
think
you sleep?
It depends, but for me, 2 hours before the race.
Mm.
Yeah, but sometimes it
Because of the panic and the stress.
kuhle
There you have it. And you guys, look at the speed. Look at the speed. Wow, beautiful. Now, when you look at this, and then you look at maybe the speed, and I think, wow, I'm loving that. When you look at the speed and how you're going, I want to understand, as the lesser you don't train, like now, when you're doing just for the shape,
Yeah.
to try to stay warm.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe when you come back, when the games are back, do you think you can get back to your best, Kanji?
I can even get more relaxed running and more great time when I have more rest, because for me is to train maybe once a day to get active, and because I'm resting, the body will come back fresh and it's ready to go. Yeah.
So this was one of your best performance,
race in
yeah,
the
in terms of time and everything. That's 100 meters.
Yeah.
You used 9 seconds and something.
Just 10:40.
10:40.
Yeah, but I ran 10:32 this year.
Wow. All right. Now we were about to let you go. Quick advice, of course, to the entire nation, whoever that is, into activeness, in terms of the outbreak coronavirus.
I would say stay home,
Mm-hmm.
stay safe,
Mm.
and save lives.
True.
Yeah.
In terms of training now, if we want to see you, we can't see you public. We have to find you training in the house. You will be training
Yeah,
in
you
the
need to visit me in my house. So yeah, because
house.
because when I go outside, I'm gonna affect, like ngakona uthi ngithole ligciwane, or maybe ngithelele abanye if I have, because we don't know ukuthi litholakala uthola kuphi kanjani, but what we know, it's like it goes with the people.
There's a question that is coming in here on social media, Mr. Amatsenjwa, to say this is not the first time I'm asking you this question. Swaziport, the nickname, where is it coming from? let's talk about. Someone wants to know, Subsiso Matsenjwa Swaziport, why?
Ngalitfola leli gama leli, I went to Germany in 2009. I was doing Form 4. So
2009 in Form 4.
Yeah.
Wow. Running, representing the country outside.
Yes, in my first world championship. So Bengumtanza Usain Bolt and stuff. So I met him outside in Germany when he did the world record, and he gave me his singlet, like a vest. Then
what was the conversation?
Good. He only took pictures with me. I still have those pictures, and I think he motivated me because I was always watching him training and all the stuff in Germany.
The way the pictures came, I thought I'm going to see those pictures with him. Now, when he talked about the T-shirt, and I thought I was going to see the T-shirt and you and him. Now, are you still in contact with him?
Not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. I only met him in 2009 before he made those world records. But now it's not easy to maybe to chat with him anymore. Not unless you're going with those top athletes from South Africa, Akani, then you can maybe get to say hi or something.
So you are in touch with the likes of Akani?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. My pride, so
you get to see them every day. Now, time is against us, of course, so thank you very much for being here. It's not the last time. It's not a time to say we're not going to see you anytime soon. We talked to you before at the end of this, pandemic, to say how are you going through the process? How are you training? How are you getting used to this process? And of course, before you leave, nothing has changed to protect you and to protect those you meet outside. See, we spray once again. This is in line, of course, with some of the measures that has been taken by the World Health Organization, together with the Kingdom of Eswatini government, to make sure that you and I, everyone, Emhlabeni, we are protected and we are safe. And thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure.
All right, a short break, of course, to talk about how the pandemic still continues to affect the sport industry. Now, Linda Dlamini, aka Master, over the weekend continued his journey on checking on how sporting facilities are improving. When we talk about improving, we're talking about infrastructure. Are we doing enough during this lockdown to improve our infrastructure? This is a short interview at Nkambeni to see how things are going. Take a look at this.
Actually, sifuna kwenda sports academy under Nkambeni Sports and Recreational Club. I-project cishe lena laseyinzadlana bayadi babukeli siyathi nesive ne-committee lapha eNkambeni yayadi. Sicale i-project kaDzen Mnetho Solomane siyi-promoter through ama-sporting activities. Noko-ke besebenzisa ama-facilities esikolo like boNkambeni Primary nangale Matsanga. Kepha-ke nyalo sesifuna kuyi-utilize sesifuna kuyisebenzisa. Lapha sifuna kwakha stadium, sifuna kwakha ama-outdoor courts, sifuna kwakha ama-indoor courts. Konke lokudlala lapha basketball, soccer, volleyball nama-athletes nebantu abasha batawusekela kakhulu kuze sibangene into letibheke eceleni. Kepha kakhulu lesigcile kakhulu ukuthi njengoba le Nkambeni Sports Club yakhelwa vele ku-promote ama-sports at grassroots level. So sifuna ku-promote ama-sports njengoba wabona ukuthi la even angona sine-challenge sithe ama-sporting facilities. Kungako sometimes khathi nasiyoperforma kuma-international arenas asikhona ukuperforma kahle because we're not exposed kuma-sporting facilities. So we think, we hope le facility lena seyakhiwe itasita kakhulu vele angona hayi iNkambeni kuphela but the whole country Swaziland. Lokho sithe kakhulu ukuthi sike sabambisana libandla la Olympic Office labaka soccer. Nasina lama Olympic day runs yena bo council nabo baba khona. Kanti maybe kunebe ka karate, kunebe tekugijima, kunebe bete basketball, bete volleyball. Lingakusho ukuthi vele sebebe ngathi vele bo coach bashito basemsebenzisi batasita kakhulu once this facility yaba khona nabo batayisebenzisa kakhulu. The Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs nje bayahle project banamaphepha ayo sasike sabavakashela emahlanda selibandla leNkambeni Sports Club basho ukuthi nabo batasifaka sandla khona lapha batasita khona. Ikakhulu ekuvuleni ngoba kwanyalo sise iMinistry of Sport nje basathi uhulumende uyachutha emalini sicela manje bas-assist ukuthi simane sene ground lebhola sitokhona kudlala ibhola lapha si-utilize lenzawo ingahlanje nje njena na MP ke usithembisile ukuthi utasita sikathele lokho nje bekasishithi umuntu omtsala ukuthi ngeke phele April dikhuluma bathi ngangena lapha ukuthi sikhona ukuthi sivele ground lebhola sidlale ibhola sigijima ama-athletes dlala nabo volleyball ngenxa yobukhulu lekubo Mnetho ngoba inkulu kakhulu project lena is worth about 300 million seyonke. Ihlukene kabili ke kuna le sports center kuna le commercial part of it le ngoba phela sifuna kwakha imali vele kuyo le project lena kepha kwanye sikhuluma ngala sports center so sibuke ukuthi ayishanga igaba yabona sitayena nje ngama stages sene stages noko kutaya ukuthi le mali lesiyitholile tabe inganani nabe le mali siyithole yonke savele sisuze ngesikhathi sinye nabe le mali incane sitayenda ngama stages izayiphela le facility lena Mnetho njengoba sesifuna kuyakha nje inkundla yasemandlangamphezi njengoba thina si-under mandlangamisi inkundla vele itawubenefita kakhulu inkundla yasemandlangamisi Mnetho inabo babeti khulu labasikhombisa lokusho ukuthi letikolwa leti lapha kulabo babeti khulu labasikhombisa batawubenefita la kule facility lena even atikolwa leti la Nkambeni even nalama surroundings vele titawubenefita lapha njengoba wathi sitikolwa nyalo vele ama-sports etwathathele etulo letifaka khathi bobhola athletics even the cultural activities sitawapromote nabo sibhaca bomiso angisho Mnetho ukuthi vele sitaba open ukuthi wonke umuntu ofuna ukuyisebenzisa even people from as far as Mbabane batayiharisha la facility lena ngeke siyigodle ngeke ibe yethu ngoba njengoba wathi Mnetho nasayakhiwe phela ufuna itimele ufuna ikhona ukubhadala ama-bills ayo emanti khona ukubhadala emanti ikhona ukubhadala bogetsi khona ukubhadala tincingo konke nje kuthiwa ama-bills ayo ikhona ukuthi mela yona ikhona ukuthi maintaina yona so vele sitayiharisha vele out ukuthi wonke lo ufunako utayisebenzisa kusule groundini kuya kama-indoor nama-outdoor courts.
Is one way to develop and improve the sport fraternity. Infrastructure is one way to go. Of course, that is one aspect that we've been talking about since last week to say what is some of these sporting courts or people doing to make sure that the infrastructures are improving. I'm already in the company of in-house and technical director outside this house, Linda Dlamini. It's another Monday, but due to the pandemic ngicale nje ukuthi ngugeze ethanda ngoba asathi ukuthi bekuphi ilanga lo.
Fabrice ngiyabonga leli thuba. Ngivusela amalwelo viewers ekhaya. Ngithola indlela lesha Fabrice bangiyalile bakaTemidlalo ukuthi thela Fabrice ngakukhombisa ukuthi bathi la tingalweni kumcwa kakhulu lokuthi ugeze, so now uthelela then ufake nalati ingalweni.
Okay.
Yes, bese uyafaka nangala ufake le tingalo.
Wena itingalo kuphela ushare. Okay.
Yes, fake konke nalamkhathini konke la for a period of over 20 seconds maybe.
No.
So lo uyashikisha uyabona. Yes, siyafunza Fabrice, siyafunza. Nathi la kumele sibe educational kulama loyal viewers la sekhaya bese bakhombise indvo leti kahle.
Wow. Now, Dlamini, you continued the journey of visiting sporting fraternities, sporting corps, to check their progress, of course, in terms of how are they doing. Nasikhuluma ngenza infrastructure. I mean, benisenkampeni over the weekend. Kuhambe njani in terms of itro yakho?
Fabrice, mhlambe labanengi batawukhumbula ukuthi Eswatini i-sport center cishe lesikhona sinye sisenkambeni. Ngeweekend ke sihambile sisemavuso sisemavuso lesikhona sport center nje lesikhona la kaNgwane. Sihambile ke sayenkambeni ngemgcibelo inkambeni undlula kuboluve udlule bodvokolwako udlule emadla ngempisi then ufike enkambeni kulapho ke la kuneliphopho khona la kemkhona sesemvile uyindlalile inkulumo yakhe. Liphopho leli limfikele about 20 years ago. So luyazama ahlanganise ama sponsors, so finally bakhonile kuhlala phansi badraw ukuthi bafuna kube nani lapha enkambeni indzawo lenhlekele yami bawatholile ama hectares, in fact bakade bawatholela ama hectares wabanika chief waphasisa nalokhona minister, honorable minister.
So this is the area.
This is the area yonke nje lama hectares lawa hectares and hectares for
Kule plan yakho ucabanga ufaka ngikhulume I heard him talking about a school also kids allowed to come and use the facilities, but what are the sporting courts expected?
Kunengi Fabrice lokhona lapha including i-mall letaba khona, but sina sinake ngale kuma sports kakhulu kutaba nema courts nema ground ngicabanga ukuthi ground lebhola litaba khona ema pool, swimming pool ataba khona la abantu batawusumela khona tennis court ataba khona, basketball courts now ataba khona. So ngicabanga ukuthi vele indzawo letaba i-sport center njengoba sengishilo dinengele tindvo letikhona eManda khona asahamba sawabona eManda emathange cishe eManda vele imvanya kunenje Fabrice indzawo lenhle leya. Ngicabanga ukuthi if batawukhona lokuthi according to the plan labayidwebile pass cause lokulapha pass Fabrice ngisho ukuthi kucishe ku almost similar to mavuso, but kona secishe kungetulu kancane. Ngicabanga ukuthi kutaba kuhle kakhulu Fabrice.
Sisikhala Dlamini, in terms of clubs that don't have enough places to go to, Macimba Vela, Boluve, all those areas have to come and play within Bavane Manzini corridor. Singasho ukuthi if possible ibe khona le stadium the football facility my teams angayisebenzisa to host some of the games.
Kakhulu Fabrice, I always say I hate the statement lesithi kukhashane now phuma ungekho Mbabane Manzini corridor.
Yes.
Khashane nako because the people of Simunye, they also want to watch football, they also want to watch sports. So ngicabanga ukuthi na uthi khashane usuke ungachazi ukuthi khashane nakuphi na uyakala vumisa uthi khashane nakuphi. Ngicabanga nje ukuthi lenvo lena if letindzawo tingaba dinengi letingakhiwa nakunyalo inkambeni phakamisa sandla bagadzile ema sponsors abo ema donors abo ukuthi asonzele naleti mali soshilo over 300 million.
That's the budget for that construction.
Yonke nje le project yabo 300 million. So ngicabanga nje ukuthi vele yindvo nje obuyabona ukuthi project lenkulu kanganani.
Wow. And of course that includes removing. That's you taking a walk around the area.
Interesting part, Fabrice. That area lawa wabona nje lamatshe lawa cishe indzawo la behlala khona ema-bushmen. If wayenda history yakhumbula the yes ma-bush, these are the paintings lesawathola lapha.
So it's a touristic area.
Kakhulu Fabrice, kakhulu lama paintings asakhona lapha. Nehlahla tsolothi khona indigenous trees tsolothi khona lapha. Ngicabanga nje ukuthi indzawo lenhle kakhulu le Fabrice libusisekile lendzawo yasenkambeni.
Wow, quite interesting, beautiful. And of course that's the journey that we're still on. Mhlawumbe singacela uva ukuthi we're not saying you should maybe say come this weekend I'll be at this place, but we will have another place by Monday. Tawukanza ukuthi uyawayivakashela wacheka ukuthi kuhamba njani.
Maybe Fabrice njoba ngasho na last week ukuthi ngenteka sithathe le tour leya enkambeni. Ngilamathanga emanti lawo lengikhuluma ngawo ukuthi yimfanya lenkambeni. Siyethemba ukuthi nalabanye labanema projects similar to this one bangasizama basitsinze inombolo ihlala ivela lapha phasi stofika sikhave. It's very unfortunate ukuthi bese sekuvela nakuhlupheka lokuvelile lokukhangatha umhlaba wonke ukuthi akusahambeki lula, abantu abasakhoni kuphuma lula etindlini. Asikhutsati vele lokusungaphuma ujangaze nje la ngaphandle, hlala endlini usave impilo tebantu, usave impilo yakho, not only you, impilo yebantu bonke emhlabeni.
Now, there you have it. Linda Dlamini, of course, giving us a short, in a story of his visit over the weekend where he's taking on a journey to check on the infrastructure. Now, Dlamini, Dr. Comfort Shonga was in the studio talking about football. There's an issue of, are we going on again when the games are back? Are we straight on, or are we starting afresh? The continuity, the issue of continuity. Now, Dlamini, for the viewers' benefit, is one of the longest serving sports analysts here at Eswatini TV. Almost close to, what I would say, sometimes I like even to use the word over 10 years in this field, appearing, giving insight. And in most cases, he has, came out to say, if it won't happen. If it happens, now I want to put you on the spot. I mean, what's going on here? Should we say the game are going to carry on, or should they stop, or should they start afresh? Take us through.
Unfortunately, Fabrice ungifaka ku spotlight ngento le sensitive. COVID-19 ifike yasithikameta kakhulu, but i-Football Association njengoba soshilo ukuthi baba na meeting executive yahlala phansi ya discussa basho ukuthi if vele atasheshe iphele le virus itasheshe ilapheke ema games atawuqhubeka. Angati ke lo ukuthi nakutawusheshe kuphele kutabe kukuningi, because I calendar yebhola siyathi ukuthi ipass iyatiwa luthi from August to May kudlalwa isizini yaphela, then kuba ne off season bese kuba ne pre-season bese season futhi yaqala. Ngicabanga ukuthi leto tinvo leto kumele ukuthi batibuke ukuthi itaw affecteka kanganani le calendar yebhola and nema international tournaments, because nastarts siyayichubekisa ngingasho last week ngathi nastarts siyayichubekisa ileague iselena less than 10 games. Iyachubeka nga August maybe if actually kuyaphela lokho August, September, October sithi yaphela isizini yethu, then kusho ukuthi lenye isizini tawucala December, uyabona seyophela ngabo November kulomnyaka lo. Ngicabanga ukuthi tonke letinto leto kumele sibuke. Mina njengoba ngihlale ngisho ukuthi bengitakuthi isizini ayivele kube bede emawina, kube bede ama champions, kube bede lo relegate.
Logo should apply locally only, or it should also apply international according to your opinion?
Gonke Fabrice, local and international.
So uthi kuba lanzele be Liverpool bakhohlwe nya
anyobo ukuthi utalapho I know kufisana buhlungu ukuthi for iLiverpool ngema 30 years ukuthi iwine iPremier League then bese seku.
But master, when you say cancel the entire season, you know what you're saying? You are saying even the tournaments that are over, they should start afresh.
No.
Listen,
Feb. The league. Because ingwenyama cup ma winners already akhona. Uyabona ngebe sothi cancelula in.
Okay, master. Here's the situation. So for Swazibank, when Eswatini Bank, sorry, when you come back, they should carry on. But i-league
listen, Feb. Ungibute nge-league. Iswazi Bank kusele 8 teams. Kunel carrot la over $1 million. Lekudzinga ukuthi lo 8 teams ngicabanga ukuthi ngaba fair ukuthi lo 8 teams bese siyahafulwa le mali equally. Iniko wonke lo move lo lapha ku last 8. Then i-league le mali lebekumele iwinwe nakhona over $1 million nalebe second prize, third prize, i-divide yonke leyo mali leyo onke lama teams.
Now, when you talk about teams, there's something I want to ask Master, and I think maybe through your a little investigation, this is before we move on to the next topic quickly. This is Monday, Mhlaga 3rd. It's month end. It's the 3rd weekend since games were cancelled or put on hold. So would see this is the weekend. Let's go over the weekend. This was the 3rd weekend without games. Do you think players were paid today?
Some of the teams were able to pay their players.
Half no full payment.
Some of the teams were able to pay.
This is on record. Some of the teams were
some of the teams were able to pay. I was doing my investigation earlier today. Some of the teams lakhona kwabhadala and babhadale yonke le mali. Some basa negotiate nalabadlali ukuthi at least umholo awukhathu. And but lokho umcoka kakhulu Fabrice ukuthi both the bosses, the club bosses and the players bavane bahlale phansi bakhulume indvo lesinzawo. Then bese nabo coach, because le ndvo lena imcoka kakhulu Fabrice bengibhala i-program yebadla ukuthi bangajima kanjani badlali lokhu bangakhona ukudlala indoors. Umdlali badigimeleto endlini ngicabanga sinabo coach nabangakhona ukuthi bakwende lokho.
Now there you have it. Now talking about players, there's a little bit of a research that has also of course been conducted by top 5 athletes in different sporting codes who have outshined others before the arrival of COVID-19. Take us through. What's your intentions with this one?
Fabrice kubel khunyana ukuthi ungakhetha only 5 nawubuka nje ukuthi cishe baningi bani labende kahle before
Master uhamba as number 1 to 5 or number 5 to 1 going abaphi
ngicabanga ukuthi akukho in particular order ukuthi ngiba lo wente kahle kakhulu but siyathi ukuthi kuba khona lo mvulo wente ngcono
asesingene kulabantu
siqale with the best ngicabanga ukuthi mhlambe lapho igaluva icishe into kahle kakhulu Fabrice over the past 6 months lakhaya gcine simbonile is a young boy labeka winner 2 ama tournaments alandzelana and bekatlungiselela ke Egypt but South Africa nobuhle Dlamini osimelele kahle kakhulu ngicabanga ukuthi every weekend bekuthina kunama tournaments abosisi South Africa bolkhanza ligamala nobuhle Dlamini lapha ngetulu at some point in time nje beka leader even nakule second tournament le Gauteng ladies tournament beka leader waseso nakhuza nje kugcineni ngicabanga ukuthi wende kahle kakhulu naye nje financially ugainile kakhulu Fabrice nobuhle Dlamini he deserves to be lapha etulu la khona.
How proud are we as a Kingdom of Eswatini, of course, with her success. Now, I'll talk about Nobuhle. We know how she loves the country. When you always, of course, want to get the details, she's available. Now, number 2.
Number 2 Fabrice in a tough one. Sakhumbula ukuthi bekune marathon lebe ikhona la etinyangeni lendlulile. Ngicabanga ukuthi iwina yakhona sesiyati Fabrice abeka khona emlilwane nje ngasho na last time ngathi beka khona emlilwane agijima compete washo ukuthi kulungiselela the bigger tournament bekuyitough one yafika itough one kululeko wayiwina ngicabanga ukuthi nayo uya deserve kuba number 2 is always hard working even nakulama smallana kuze uyamthola labanye labawakhobusa uyamthola then nalelenkulu wafika watimisela solo siyambona nje ngicabanga ukuthi lijaleli in the next 3 or 4 years lekumele ukuthi sale selihamba liya kuma Olympics.
Number 3 quickly before time is against us.
Number 3 Fabrice swimming staka swimming siyakhumbula ukuthi la khaya sinehlabani tethu both female and males ukhona ngalasimanga kuma males nice mbonile bekune tournament ke eliphohlo Fabrice about 2 months ago lebe ikhona 3.5 5 kilometers bakompita ke bantwana basekhaya bo yena Simanga ngala emajiteni na European ngala kubosisi bobabili baphuma bama winners vele they are number 1 swimmers in the country ngicabanga ukuthi they deserve sports esithathu
sport or now take us number 4 who is making headlines.
Number 4 Sandile Saviola Gameze football yes siyakhumbula ukuthi first round uphose wenda history Sandile because uphose washaya emagoli irecord yesizini yonke washaya first round siyakhumbula ukuthi isizini yonke Masoye layishaya about 10 years ago or 12 years ago so Sandile Saviola ushaya 16 amagoli first round only so ngicabanga ukuthi uya deserve a number 10 because udlala as a number 10 uya deserve kungena kule top 5 yethu le
last one
kune lo shaya taekwondo Fabrice recently nje uhambile wayothola Thando kuhledla mina wathola umsebenzi army yaseNgilandi ngicaba ukuthi that one nakhona be deserve ukuthi ingangena ku top 5 bantu labende kahle before the break lendiwe ngi coronavirus.
Now everywhere emhlabeni master there is no football being played but Belarus as a country and they decided they will keep playing. And I know one player who used to come from Belarus.
Fabrice, maybe nisho nje kumaloyal viewers ukuthi Belarus it's a European country, Eastern European country, leliseceleni kweRussia, leliseceleni kweLatvia. So ba decide ke bona ukuthi bayachubeka nama games abo. Nabachubeka nama games abo but ngicabanga ukuthi mina kakhulu labakubukile bona ngilethe imali nama TV rights because exen bengibuka nje ukuthi bathole 10 kuma different
and this was a derby, there was a derby over the weekend.
Fabrice le derby lena beyibukelwa kuma 10 different countries eEurope including Russia Israel so ngicabanga ukuthi vele lokho ngilokwenda ukuthi bachubeke nayo kakhulu lena kuza but akusimcoka le mali ke Fabrice timpilo tebantu.
There you have it. That I mean, of course, when he's in the studio, talk is not something you can take away from him. He's got all the information. We can go on until morning. I mean, thank you very much for being here. Time is against us, and as precautions are being taken, of course, yes, this is beautiful. And tell the viewers what is the precautions about.
Fabrice sizama lokubulala ligciwane. Njoba ngishilo ukuthi yathela ngala uzame naletingalo ungashiyeli ngaphandle then sophinze sofaka la phinze nangala uthele Fabrice uthele ufake letingalo nala
alright asenguza. Now ladies and gentlemen, this is Linda Dlamini and as we leave we will say that as a kingdom of Eswatini we join the entire world and of course the World Health Organization to fight against the coronavirus outbreak, the pandemic that I can say at this point in time it has claimed thousands and thousands of people's lives. So we will keep fighting also as the sports fraternity. What a lovely moment, of course. It's been being with you in the studio and of course touching on different aspects that touches on sport. If you miss the show, there's always a repeat the next day on Tuesday, of course, from 8 in the morning. Good night.